is up, guys? RGT85 here, and today we have Spawnwave over at the house, and we are going to be working on something pretty cool today. So, you guys might remember I reviewed the GCHD adapter from Eon, and basically this is a thing that allows you to play your GameCube games on your HD television without having to have the component cables, and it allows you to have the progressive scan mode. Well, it worked fine on my normal GameCube because I had the two different outlets on the back of it, because you have to have the two different outlets. But you guys might recently remember I picked up the Panasonic Q over at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, and this only has the one slot. But I was told by the guys at GCHD that you can modify this to make it work on here, and really that would be the ultimate GameCube in my opinion. So today we are going to modify this, try to make it work, and when I say me or we, he's going to be doing all the work because I don't know how to do anything. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing today.
So we're going to eliminate this port here. This is just a plastic guide because the Q just has a spot for this guy, and this would get in the way. So we have to break it off, and then we have to basically sand it down to where it's level so it won't get in the way. We talked to the guys at Eon. They said that it might be too much pressure with the HDMI cable, but because it comes out from the side, it probably won't pull down too much, especially if Sean just has it kind of set up anyway. So it should be fine. So we're going to try to break this guy off with pliers first, hopefully, and if not, we'll kind of get it set up with a cutting wheel to get it there. So let me get the Dremel.
Good old burnt plastic smell.
That's the best kind of smell, man. Who needs coffee in the morning? You got burnt plastic, dude. So you'd want to use a cutting wheel. Unfortunately, this Dremel that I picked up on the way here did not have a cutting wheel with it. Or at least an adapter for a cutting wheel. But we'll make it work. We kind of weaken it, break it off. And there's nothing there either. It's just
okay,
empty plastic. So if you'll bear with me with the burnt plastic, we'll get rid of it real quick. And you could use a file and sandpaper if you really wanted to, but that should be good enough.
I'm not doing that.
And I guess the moment of truth, the test fit, if you will, clicks in. And there you go. You have a very rare Panasonic Q that now has HDMI out. Let me actually unplug this, and then I'll plug the HDMI in, and we'll kind of see if it droops at all from the weight of the cable. I don't think it will, though. I think it'll be in good shape. Because it still gets that nice click that you get otherwise. So it's, yeah, it doesn't droop at all, really. So I think we're good to test this guy out, Sean.
Alright, so first up, we are going to be taking a look at the Sonic Gems collection, most importantly, Sonic R on the Sonic Gems collection. Now, this is a game that surprisingly does support progressive mode, so I wanted to check it out because I obviously have very fond memories of Sonic R. I've done a video on Sonic R. It's an excellent game, and the GameCube version, well, in the Gems collection, is actually really cool because they fixed the controls and actually made it so you could control the game a hell of a lot easier than you could on the Sega Saturn version of the game. It's actually very controllable now. It almost feels like an entirely different game, which is pretty crazy, but I've always enjoyed Sonic R. I think it's an underrated racing game. It's not the best, but it was so interesting in how they did the gameplay mechanics where you needed to collect the Chaos Emeralds and things like that throughout the level that I thought it was unique enough to where it stood out as a good game on its own. So we're just going to hop into a quick race. We're not going to do a full race or anything. I just want to show you guys how this game looks because I think it actually looks really good. They obviously redid the textures. I believe this was from like a PC version of the game that they used for the Sonic Gems collection, but you can see everything looks very, very crisp and it looks a lot better than the Sega Saturn version. There's also a lot less pop-up in the Sega Saturn version. Pretty much every time you turn around a corner, there's an exorbitant amount of pop-up going on, but you can see that this version on the Sonic Gems collection on the GameCube does not have that much pop-up. And so it's probably the best version of the game, even though I enjoy the nostalgia of the Sega Saturn version. It's still a fun game to play. You know, it just controls a lot better than the Saturn version did. So yeah, very fun game and one of the best games on the Sonic Gems collection. Next up though, we have to take a look at arguably one of the best fighting games, if not the best fighting game on the system, and that is Soul Calibur 2. We of course will play as Link because I think this is a game that really showcases the GCHD adapter, as this game does also support progressive scan mode, and you can just see like this almost looks like, you know, a game that you could potentially see an early Xbox 360 title. And just a fantastic version of the game. Obviously, Soul Calibur 2, each game had its own different character. There was a character from Tekken in the PlayStation version. The Xbox version had Spawn for some reason. I guess Spawn was a low-key mascot for Xbox. But the GameCube version definitely won out, in my opinion, with the addition of Link in the game. And yeah, just a fantastic game, a gorgeous looking game, and a really fun game. If you don't own this on the GameCube and you own a GameCube, I'm not quite sure what you're doing, because this is definitely one of the better games on the system, and it's still relatively cheap. So as you can see, everything looks absolutely phenomenal running on the GCHD adapter. Very briefly, I just want to showcase a couple more games, a little bit of F-Zero, a little bit of Metroid, and a little bit of Metal Gear, just in a little bit of a montage thing. We're not going to go super in depth. You can see F-Zero though, one of the best looking games on the Nintendo GameCube, looks absolutely phenomenal running on the GCHD. This game runs at 60 frames per second, super fast. It's a game that I'm not really all that good at, but it is a game I enjoy playing from time to time just because of the sheer speed of it and just how good it looks on the GCHD adapter as well. Really impressive game, really fun game. Kind of makes me wish there would be another one. Getting into a little bit of Metroid. Can't show too much because I don't want Nintendo to claim the video, but you can see the water effects look great. And of course, Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes, one of the only Metal Gear games that has never been ported to anything else. It was done for the GameCube and it's been stuck on the GameCube.
So yeah, honestly, I was pretty surprised at how easy it was to mod the GCHD to work with the Panasonic Q, and now I have arguably the coolest Panasonic Q in the world. Yeah, the component cables are cool, but with those prices going up so high, it's just like, why not get one of these? If you have a Panasonic Q, get the GCHD adapter, just chop off the little piece, and you're good to go. It's only like 150 bucks for one of these, and I think the picture quality speaks for itself, as we saw with Sonic R and Soul Calibur 2. I was absolutely blown away. Pretty much every time I play my GameCube now, I'm absolutely blown away at just how good it looks with this device, and the fact that now I can use it on my Panasonic Q is just that much cooler. So I want to thank Spawnwave for coming over to the house and helping, or I guess doing, everything on this modification. It was pretty easy. Pretty much all of the work that you saw in this video was the work that we put into the actual, you know, modding the device. It only took a few minutes, and I think the results speak for themselves. It looks still good still, it plays great, and it was very easy to do. If you guys are unfamiliar with Spawnwave's channel, I will have a link to his channel in the description box down below. Make sure you guys go check him out. He is a good buddy of mine. I of course do the Spawncast with him every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure you guys check him out. Super cool dude. He does all sorts of teardowns and crazy stuff over on his channel as well. But yeah, I'm super pleased with my Panasonic Q, and now it's even better that I have the GCHD adapter hooked up to it, and I'm gonna sit around and play GameCube games all day. So let me know what you think about this modification in the comments comment section down below. If you have picked up a GCHD adapter, let me know what you think about it as well. And as always, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm going to be doing a full in-depth video on the Panasonic Q, the history of it, all the different features of it, because it's just such a fascinating system. It was really Nintendo trying to combat the PS2 and the Xbox with the DVD player built into the GameCube, but of course it never really took off. So make sure you subscribe so that you can see that video and upcoming videos on the channel. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.